Alright guys, today I want to test 2 rounds I made. These are Barnes MLE, military law enforcement, lead free. These are my first 4 shots. That's my first one, that's my second one, third and fourth. I want to try to aim somewhere here. The gun is sighted in for 150 grain. The accuracy on this does not seem to be as good as the Nosler Varmageddon. 2 shots right there. Pretty good. Impressed with it. But I was aiming here, so I'm going to have to aim here. Hopefully hit there. Just a second, I'll show you what I've got to test with and maybe capture the bullet. This is not a FDA approved test or a FBI or an NCIS or a Moab approved test. This is just a strictly ETO test. I don't know what these rounds do. I think they're fragmenting rounds. The military law enforcement, evidently it's probably high expansion, probably something not to pass through a human, that way they don't hurt somebody else. And the Varmageddon is probably for varmints. They're both 110 grain, shooting up 300 blackout, 16-inch barrel, suppressed. These are supersonic, so you know I'll be shooting at 100 yards. And got some soda bottles. Got some sand. I'll show you that in a second. Here's the setup we got. Both sides have 2 2-liter colas, and the back side has a garbage sack full of dirt on both of them. So I'll give y'all a quick look at the 2 rounds. That one right there is the Barnes MLE, and it is made for the 300 blackout. Now the Varmageddon, that's what it looks like. The case overall on the Barnes, it's quite a bit more. It really barely fits in the mag, but I could probably press them a little further. But anyway, let's go check them out. Barnes MLE, 110 grain. Aiming here, hit here. I wanted to hit there, but oh well. Got the 2 nasty sodas. This is a 3/4 plywood. That's 3/4 plywood, and here's a sandbox. Shot a little higher than I wanted, but made it real easy to find a projectile. That looks great. It's I didn't know what the MLE would do. Looks a lot like the 150 grain Barnes and the 110 grain Barnes. A little smaller than the 110 grain Barnes, but it looks a lot like the 150 grain Barnes. I'm glad I shot a little high. Made it real easy to find a projectile. I didn't have to dig. I mean, it stopped in probably 2.5 inches of dirt. So after going through 1.5 inch plywood and 2 2-liter colas. So let's go see what we can do with the Nosler Varmageddon from 100 yards. Alright guys, like I say, that gun scoped in for a different blackout round, but I was aiming here, I hit here. Pretty close to where I hit on the other one. Just a little lower. But anyway, it really did some damage to these cans. These soda pop bottles are, whoop, didn't even make it to the plywood. Doesn't even look like it bounced off of it. That's your 300 blackout Varmageddon right there. Pretty nasty. Did expand really fast. Did not make it to the plywood. I don't have to dig through the dirt. Heck yeah, I like it. Oop. Well, there you have it. I think the Barnes MLE is just as good as the Barnes 110 they sell. I don't see any difference in it. It does good on penetration, and I think the Nosler does great for. It's actually more accurate, and the Nosler, I believe, would do you better on like small game or coyotes, beavers, stuff like that. And I think the Nosler would be the way to go. It's a lot cheaper too. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I do believe the Nosler Varmageddon would be what you'd want for small game, but that Barnes, that's the entry into the second piece of 3/4 plywood, and that it wasn't 2.5, 3 inches into the dirt, so that's pretty good, and it held a weight retention. But like I say, the Varmageddon, it does violent, rapid expansion. So thanks for watching.